Blake Lively is the epitome of Hollywood glamour. She's got the looks, the talent, and a seemingly perfect life. From her role as Serena van der Woodsen in Gossip Girl to her picture-perfect marriage with Ryan Reynolds, she's always been the it girl of Hollywood. But as we all know, things aren't always as smooth behind the scenes as they appear on the surface. Turns out, not everyone in Hollywood is a fan of Blake Lively. From awkward run-ins at fashion shows to alleged behind-the-scenes feuds with co-stars, today we're breaking down the celebrities who have subtly or not so subtly dissed Blake Lively over the years. And trust me, this list is juicier than you'd expect. So grab your popcorn because we're diving deep into some of the most talked about Hollywood tensions featuring Blake. Let's go. Before Blake Lively became the ultimate Hollywood power couple with Ryan Reynolds, there was one major problem: he was already married. And not to just anyone, but to Scarlett Johansson, one of the most celebrated actresses in Hollywood. Ryan and Scarlett tied the knot in 2008, and at the time, they seemed like a golden couple. Both were A-list, gorgeous, and successful. But behind closed doors, things weren't so perfect. By 2010, cracks started showing in their relationship. Around this same time, Ryan began filming Green Lantern, and guess who his co-star was? Yep, Blake Lively. According to insiders on set, sparks flew almost instantly between Ryan and Blake. One production assistant even claimed it was clear from the first week of shooting that Blake and Ryan had a unique connection. They spent a lot of time together, and their chemistry was undeniable, but here's where things get really messy. Both were still technically in relationships. Blake was dating her Gossip Girl co-star Penn Badgley, and Ryan was still married to Scarlett. By October 2010, Blake and Penn had quietly broken up, and just 2 months later, Ryan and Scarlett publicly announced their divorce. Fans immediately connected the dots, questioning if Blake had anything to do with it. One viral tweet at the time read, "Blake Lively entering the chat during Scarlett and Ryan's marriage is giving classic Hollywood drama vibes." Scarlett has never directly addressed Blake, but some of her past comments have definitely raised eyebrows. In one interview, she said, "Sometimes relationships fall apart because people aren't honest about their intentions." Fans quickly took this as a subtle dig at both Ryan and Blake. Was there really an affair, or was it just bad timing? We may never know for sure, but either way, it's safe to say that Scarlett and Blake won't be sending each other Christmas cards anytime soon. Blake vs. Leighton Meester, the Gossip Girl feud. Blake Lively and Leighton Meester gave us one of the most iconic TV friendships of all time. Serena and Blair, the stylish, drama-filled BFFs of Gossip Girl, but in real life, not so much. For 6 seasons, Blake and Leighton's characters navigated breakups, betrayals, and major scandals together, but off-camera, multiple insiders claimed the two were far from best friends. A former producer once revealed Blake and Leighton were just very different people. Blake was outgoing and loved the spotlight, while Leighton was more reserved and focused on her craft. That difference in personality led to friction, and fans definitely noticed. Producers seemed to favor Blake's character, often giving Serena the more glamorous storylines and more screen time, which reportedly didn't sit well with Leighton. One viral Tumblr post even argued Leighton Meester was Gossip Girl, Blake was just along for the ride. Even years after the show ended, the two have never been seen publicly reconnecting. When Blake posted a Gossip Girl throwback on Instagram, Leighton's silence in the comments did not go unnoticed. In 2018, Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick starred together in the dark comedy thriller A Simple Favor, and while their on-screen chemistry was electric, behind the scenes there were rumors of tension. During press interviews, Anna made several jabs at Blake, often playing it off as playful sarcasm. In one interview, she joked, "Working with Blake was like working with a goddess." She'd show up looking perfect while I was just trying not to spill coffee on myself. While it seemed harmless, sources on set claimed that Anna actually felt overshadowed by Blake. The tension reportedly escalated when Anna made a comment about Taylor Swift, Blake's BFF. Anna supposedly mocked Taylor's infamous girls squad, calling it a little too high school, which definitely didn't sit well with Blake. So was this just some playful shade, or was there real tension bubbling beneath the surface? Before Blake Lively became one half of Hollywood's most beloved power couple with Ryan Reynolds, she had a whirlwind 5-month romance with none other than Leonardo DiCaprio. Yes, the Leo, a man known for his revolving door of supermodel girlfriends, somehow found himself captivated by the Gossip Girl queen. Their romance kicked off in 2011, right after Blake had broken up with her longtime boyfriend and co-star Penn Badgley. At the time, Leo had also just ended things with his on-again, off-again girlfriend, Bar Raffelli, the timing suspiciously perfect. Their relationship took everyone by surprise, not just because of the 14-year age gap. Leo was 36, Blake was 22, but because Blake didn't exactly fit his typical dating pattern. Instead of a supermodel, Leo had fallen for a TV star, a rarity in his romantic history. And their romance, it was intense. They were spotted everywhere together, from the French Riviera to Venice and even Disneyland, where paparazzi snapped them holding hands and laughing on rides. But despite the fairytale-like start, it didn't take long for things to fizzle out. One of the most bizarre details about their short-lived romance, the doll photos. According to reports, Blake used to send Leo pictures of a doll in different places instead of just texting him normally. A source close to the actor revealed Leo thought it was funny at first, but eventually it started to annoy him. He's a more traditional, no-nonsense kind of guy, and then, just like that, it was over. In October 2011, after just 5 months of globe-trotting dates and extravagant yacht parties, they quietly called it quits. Sources close to Leo claimed he was never looking for something serious, while others hinted that Blake had already set her sights on Ryan Reynolds, a move that definitely raised eyebrows, considering she was linked to Ryan less than 2 months later. But here's where things get awkward. Years after their split, Blake and Leo found themselves in the same Hollywood circles, leading to some not-so-subtle tension. One of the most talked about moments happened at an Amfer gala, where insiders claimed Leo winked and smirked at Blake in front of Ryan Reynolds, seemingly as a playful jab. Blake, being ever so poised, laughed it off, but Ryan, not so much. Fans quickly noticed that Ryan seemed less than thrilled, leading to speculation that he wasn't exactly a fan of his wife's famous ex. Even today, Blake and Leo have never publicly acknowledged each other, and while neither has openly spoken about their brief romance, the lingering tension is hard to ignore. Did Leo actually have feelings for Blake? Or was she just another summer fling in his long list of whirlwind relationships? One thing's for sure, while their romance was short-lived, it left behind a lasting impact on Hollywood gossip circles. Now, when you think of Hollywood grace and diplomacy, Zendaya is probably at the top of that list. She's known for avoiding drama, keeping things professional, and exuding that effortlessly cool energy. But even the queen of graceful shade couldn't escape a moment that had the entire internet talking. Her now legendary side-eye moment directed at Blake Lively. Let's set the scene. It was September 2019, and some of the biggest A-listers were attending a Michael Kors fashion show during New York Fashion Week. The cameras were rolling, flashing lights were everywhere, and in the middle of it all, Blake Lively and Zendaya seated just a few feet apart. At first glance, everything seemed fine. Zendaya was chatting with other guests, looking stunning as always, while Blake was being her usual charming self. But then, in a blink and you'll miss it moment, fans noticed Zendaya subtly side-eyeing Blake. The footage quickly went viral, with fans analyzing the moment like it was a scene straight out of Gossip Girl. So, what exactly was going on? Was it just a moment taken out of context, or was Zendaya throwing some real shade? Some fans believe that Zendaya, known for her humility and authenticity, may have been put off by Blake's ultra-polished, always-on image. Others speculated that Zendaya, who's been besties with Taylor Swift, might have taken sides in the Taylor versus Blake dynamic, given that Blake has been close to both Taylor and Kanye West in different phases of her career. Body language experts even weighed in, suggesting that Zendaya was intentionally creating distance from Blake, leaning away, avoiding direct interaction, and keeping her facial expressions just neutral enough to not seem outright rude. Eventually, Zendaya took to Twitter to shut down the drama, posting, "You'll got to chill," but for many fans, that wasn't enough. After all, celebrities rarely admit to feuds outright, and the moment had already cemented itself as one of the most talked about Hollywood side-eyes of all time. So, was it a subtle diss or just awkward timing? The mystery remains. It ends with us lawsuit, Blake vs. Justin Baldoni. One of Blake Lively's most highly anticipated projects in recent years has been the film adaptation of It Ends With Us, based on Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel. But instead of being a career-defining moment, the project has turned into a legal battle between Blake and director Justin Baldoni, and fans are shocked by how messy it's gotten. The drama started when reports surfaced that Blake wasn't happy with how the final cut of the film turned out. According to insiders, Blake strongly disagreed with Justin's directorial choices, particularly when it came to cutting pivotal scenes that she felt were crucial to the emotional impact of the story. Her legal team now argues that Justin violated their creative agreements, dismissing Blake's input and making unauthorized edits to the film. Justin, on the other hand, has denied all allegations, saying that he did his best to stay true to Colleen Hoover's vision while also making necessary adjustments for the big screen. But here's where things get even messier. Fans who have been following the film's production already had concerns, especially after behind-the-scenes photos were leaked, showing Blake wearing outfits that seemed way too old for her character. Many believed the casting was a misstep, arguing that Blake, while a talented actress, didn't fit the role as perfectly as fans had hoped. Now, with this lawsuit making headlines, the film's future is uncertain. Will it be delayed? Will the controversy affect its box office success? And most importantly, who's actually in the right? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, this is not the Hollywood comeback story Blake had in mind. What do you think? Did Leo ever take Blake seriously? Was Zendaya's side-eye intentional, and will It Ends With Us ever make it to theaters without more drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Hollywood tea.